Have you ever seen someone do something unkind? Maybe they cut in line at the coffee shop, taking the last delicious pastry you wanted. They might have laughed, feeling clever and quick. Then, as they walked away, they tripped and spilled their entire coffee all over their new white shirt. You might watch this happen and think to yourself, is that karma? It's honestly a common question we ask when we see a bad action followed so quickly by a bad result. The universe sometimes seems to have this strange and immediate sense of justice, making us wonder if there's a hidden rule at play that connects our deeds to our destiny in such a direct and observable way. This idea of instant justice is really appealing. It suggests a world that is fair and balanced, where good is rewarded and bad is punished. We see small examples of this all the time, not just in dramatic spills, but in quieter moments too. Like a person who always speaks with anger might find themselves feeling lonely as people slowly start to avoid their negative energy. On the other hand, someone who offers a smile and a kind word to everyone they meet often finds that others are happy to help them when they are in need. These patterns make us consider the powerful connection between how we act and what happens to us later. The universe is a vast and intelligent system, and we are a part of its intricate design. Every action we take, no matter how small, sends a ripple out into the world. Think of it like throwing a small stone into a calm lake. The stone is your action, and the ripples that spread across the water are the consequences. Those ripples travel far and wide, touching everything around them. Eventually, those same ripples might bounce off the edge of the lake and travel back to the very spot where the stone was thrown. This is the simple yet profound idea behind the concept of karma. So when we see that person spill their coffee right after being rude, we are witnessing a very fast ripple effect. It's as if the universe didn't wait to send the consequence back. This immediate response makes us pay attention and consider our own choices more carefully. It serves as a powerful reminder that our actions are not isolated events. They are seeds that we plant in the garden of our lives. What we plant today, be it a seed of kindness or a seed of selfishness, will eventually grow and produce a harvest that we ourselves will have to gather in the future. What exactly is this idea we call karma? In the simplest terms, karma is the law of cause and effect. It's a fundamental principle of the universe, just like the law of gravity. Gravity says that if you drop an apple, it will fall to the ground. The law of karma says that every action you perform will create a corresponding result that comes back to you. It's not about punishment or reward from some outside judge. Instead, it's a natural and impersonal process. The universe simply mirrors back the energy that you put out into it, without judgment or emotion. Think of your life as an echo. If you stand in a large canyon and shout with anger, the echo that returns to you will be the sound of your own angry voice. If you shout words of love and joy, then love and joy are what you will hear coming back. Karma works in the same way. Every thought, every word, and every deed is a cause that sets a future effect in motion. This law operates constantly, whether we are aware of it or not. It is the spiritual mechanism that ensures balance and learning in the universe, guiding us toward more conscious and harmonious ways of living. It's important to understand that karma is not just about bad actions leading to bad results. This is a very common misunderstanding. The law is perfectly balanced, which means it also applies to all the good things we do. Every act of kindness, every moment of compassion, and every gesture of generosity also creates a karmic debt that must be repaid. When you help someone without expecting anything in return, you are sending positive energy into the world. That positive energy will find its way back to you, often in unexpected ways, bringing you happiness, support, and good fortune when you need it most. Therefore, karma is ultimately a law of learning and opportunity. It gives us the power to shape our own destiny. If you are unhappy with your current situation, you can look at the choices you have made in the past. The law of karma teaches us that we can change our future by changing our actions in the present moment. By consciously choosing to act with love, kindness, and integrity, we begin to create new causes. These new causes will, in time, lead to new, more positive effects, transforming our lives from the inside out and aligning us with the universe's natural flow. Perfect. Let me tell you a simple story about a man named Mark. Mark worked in a busy office and was very competitive. He always wanted to be the best, and he didn't care who he hurt to get ahead. One week, his team was working on a very important project. His colleague Sarah had a brilliant idea that would make the project a huge success. Sarah was a bit shy and was nervous about presenting her idea to the boss. Mark saw his chance. He told Sarah he would help her prepare, but instead, he secretly took her idea and presented it as his own. The boss was very impressed with the idea and gave Mark a big promotion and a bonus. Mark felt proud and successful. He thought he had outsmarted everyone. Sarah was heartbroken and felt betrayed, but she was too afraid to say anything. For a few months, Mark enjoyed his new position. He bought a new car and bragged to everyone about his success. He believed that his clever and aggressive actions were the reason for his good fortune, and he saw no reason to change his ways. He had planted a seed of deceit, and for a short time, it seemed to be growing into a beautiful flower of success. However, the law of karma is patient. A few months later, the company started a new, even bigger project. The directors, remembering Mark's brilliant work, put him in charge. This time, however, Mark did not have a stolen idea to present. He struggled to come up with anything creative or innovative on his own. The pressure mounted as the deadline approached. His team members, who knew what he had done to Sarah, did not trust him. They offered him no help or support, remembering his past betrayal and selfishness. He was completely isolated by his own past actions. The project was a complete failure. Mark was unable to deliver on his promises, and the company lost a lot of money. The directors investigated what went wrong and soon discovered the truth about the first project, that he had stolen Sarah's idea. Mark was fired from his job, his reputation destroyed. He lost his promotion, his bonus, and the respect of his colleagues. The very action that had lifted him up so high became the cause of his great fall. The echo of his deceit had finally returned, and it was much louder than he ever expected. After hearing the story of Mark, you might say, that was definitely karma. It seems like a clear case of a bad action leading directly to a bad outcome. But is life always this simple? Sometimes bad things happen to good people, and seemingly bad people continue to succeed without any obvious negative consequences. This is where we must look deeper. Karma is not always instant like a spilled coffee, nor is it always as direct as Mark's story. The effects of our actions can take a long time to return to us, sometimes even lifetimes, according to ancient wisdom. This complexity leads some people to believe it is all just coincidence or luck. They might argue that Mark's failure was not karma, but simply the result of him not being skilled enough for the job. They would say that good and bad things happen randomly, without any connection to our past actions. From this perspective, the universe is not a place of order and justice, but a place of chance. While it's true that not every event can be easily explained, dismissing the patterns in our lives as mere coincidence is to ignore the powerful role of our own choices. The most empowering view is one that blends these ideas. Perhaps it is not a question of karma versus coincidence, but of karma and choice. The universe presents us with situations, some a result of our past karma, some seemingly random. However, the most important thing is not the situation itself, but how we choose to respond to it. Our free will is the greatest power we possess. In every moment we have a choice. We can choose to act from a place of fear, anger, and selfishness, or we can choose to act from a place of love, compassion, and integrity. Ultimately, whether you believe in karma as a cosmic law or simply as a psychological principle, the message is the same. Your choices matter. Being kind and honest is not just about avoiding bad luck or hoping for a future reward. It is about creating the person you want to be, right here and right now. When you choose kindness, you fill your own heart with warmth. When you choose honesty, you build a life of peace and self-respect. The good you put out into the world creates a better world around you and a better world within you. This is the true reward, and it is a reward you can give yourself with every choice you make.